So I just picked up this 2013 convertible Fender Edition Volkswagen Beetle. I found it on Marketplace. It was an R-title. It looked like it was R-titled back in 2020 at 37,000 miles. The owner bought it. The previous owner bought it at one of those like auction houses that specialize in R-titled vehicles. This has the 2.0 turbo Audi motor in it. And his daughter drove it. I think it's got 85,000 miles on it now. So, I mean, they got their money's worth out of it. But a couple things came up and it scared him and he got rid of it, which is totally understandable. The things that came up would have turned my head too, but I tend to kind of do my homework. So the breakdown on it, it was getting the Audi 2-liter pull over immediately, check oil level, stop driving, warning in the gauge cluster after about 5 to 8 minutes of it running. You could test drive it, you'd run it up and down the road, you pull it in a driveway, get about, like a mile or two on it, and then the cluster would light up and warn you that there was low oil pressure, pull over immediately, that sort of thing. The other thing, there were a couple other things that kind of freaked him out. So you would also shut the key off and the fans would just run wide open, both of the electric fans, which are actually right there. I already swapped out the primary fan on it. We'll go over those solutions as well. For those tuning in to just find out about the oil level, because that's what I'm or the oil warning, that's what I'm gonna focus on primarily on this one. So the story goes, somebody put timing chains in it. They walnut blasted the intake after they they serviced it. After he picked it up, drove it down the road, that's when those warnings happened. And that was my number one clue. I'm serious, guys and gals. Check your ABCs. Check the most simple thing first. I bought it that way. We trailered it home. I drove it around a little bit, got it the warning, pulled it in the shop, and immediately drained the oil. Sure enough, it had to have been a zero weight oil. It was definitely not thick. It was it looked like AC Delco brake fluid. And in UGM guys, you would know immediately, it was so yellow, it wasn't even funny. I don't know if there was an additive in it, but it came out like water. And all I did was put a good old 5W40 full synthetic, right? With the Volkswagen 502 spec in it, and she hasn't skipped a beat. Not one bleep, bloop, nothing. Nothing at all, man. Nothing at all. Running like a top. I've got 150 miles on it. Zero issues. I got a feeling just the previous shop didn't know about what oil they were supposed to go and trusted whatever specification information database they use, and it said, oh yeah, 0-20, go nuts. Yeah, these cars do not like 0-20. You can't do that. So 5W40, Volkswagen 502 00 spec. Absolutely. Oh, what do we got there? A little loose bolt. Oh, wow, let's tighten those up. We'll do those. Yeah, so oil, man. Simple as that. Oil. Change your oil. Change your oil. Change your oil regularly. Oh my God, change it to 5,000 miles. I can't say it enough. Okay, so second, the fan's running all the time. I preach it all day long. I look at the primary fan on this, which incidentally is where the relays live now. Wonderful Volkswagen decided to take their $20 relays and put them inside a $400 housing. So now the primary fan, here's your main power in. Then it jumps, here's the module, it's on the back of the fan, and then it jumps over to your secondary fan, which is your air conditioning fan. And it controls both fans through this module. I would just pull the 40 amp fuse on it while I was test drive, or after I shut it off, so I could test drive it. So the fan would shut off, and that's your big giveaway for those. You pull the fuse, everything shuts off. You pull power, you could pull the power, I guess, at this connector if you really wanted to be cheeky. Shuts off, obviously, you're cutting power off to it. I could go into the ECU, and the ECU was telling them to shut down. I couldn't perform any kind of active test on them. They just wouldn't respond. And this car was a front-end collision, so all this stuff was relatively new. This was actually really new. I was surprised. I mean, it didn't look anything like the secondary fan. You can tell the secondary fan's got some miles on it, right? That's probably the OEM one. Actually, I think that is. But sure enough, I flipped the fan over. Oh, what do we got? Made in Taiwan. Again, you just can't put crappy parts on these cars. You just can't. You know, find a good quality aftermarket that has a QC, means it's been quality checked, and it has the part number on it. So it's just those two big indicators. I unplugged this while it was all installed and just plugged in the primary. Sure enough, it shut off. So I'm not foreseeing any issues with that. So, you know, this guy sold his daughter's Volkswagen convertible because they were just using junk parts and just not using their brain. I don't know. That is starting to become more and more commonplace just because we're losing the experience in all the repair shops. You know, no one wants to spend $200 an hour for labor rate. I get that. But man, find a good foreign independent repair shop. They're worth their weight in gold. But I'm fixing this thing up. We're going to slam the right front inner fender well in it. That's been out of it for many, many years. I went through, just kind of checked all the connectors. Nothing's corroded. You know, his daughter just absolutely loved this car. It lived in a garage. You know, it's just, they loved it. So it's been well cared for. That's why I'm really not worried about it being an R title. So we're just going to go through it. She leaks a little bit of oil. It looks like when they did the timing chains, they reused the covers, which is a big no-no for these. Both the upper and the lower covers were pried off and straightened and then bolted back. They never seal. So when we do these, we replace both covers along with all the proper parts inside. But he tells me it's got new timing new timing chains, balance shafts, all the fun stuff. And the intake has been walnut blasted. So she's ready for another 85,000 miles. As far as I'm concerned, we're going to put tires on her. We're going to fix the odds and ends of things and run the wheels off her. That's what we got going on. Little check-in. That's it. See you later.